GC Nation, I am Kendall Smith, joined by a very special guest today on Gamecock Central. She is a woman who needs no introduction. It is Jessica Jackson. I'm sure all of you know her. She is the director of on-campus recruiting for Gamecock Football. She is also the head coach of visits. Jessica, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me today. I know everybody in GC Nation is going to be so excited to hear from you.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for even thinking about me because, like I always say, I don't even think I'm that important to even deserve interviews like this. So thank you guys so much for even wanting to do something like this. But I can say I'm okay. I'm surviving. It's not like I have a countdown to signing day or anything like that. But we are happy. This is a good problem to have, to be nonstop working. I think ever since we got back from Charlotte, we have just been like boots on the ground, going nonstop, and trying to get to the finish line, which is signing day.
Jessica, you said you're not important enough to have an interview. I was telling you before we clicked record, I was thinking earlier today, if Gamecock Football were a car, you are the wheels of the car because you keep the entire thing moving forward. You are such a vital part of the South Carolina football program, and everybody knows it who knows anything about South Carolina football. But like you said, so close to signing day, just a couple of weeks away. What has this past month been like for you in terms of preparing for such a big day for South Carolina football?
Well, I will say before we left for Charlotte, I thought I laughed now because I thought we were in a great space. I was like, we signed a whole bunch of players, we'll be good to go. We had a good idea of who we were going to bring in, January and the 1st of February. And then as soon as we got back, it's like the transfer portal just blew up. And so it's like a group text with me and Coach Beamer and Taylor Edwards over player personnel. It was just nonstop moving parts. So I laugh now because I really thought we were in a good space before the bowl. And then afterwards with the transfer portal, it just absolutely blew up. And it was pedal to the metal, but we got through it. And we were very successful in January in getting some transfer guys in here to better our program.
I mean, Shane Beamer just dominating the transfer portal right now. I feel like every day I'm seeing a new hashtag welcome home tweet, and then you've always got a tweet going out as well. When you're putting out the tweets, and you get all the replies that you get and everybody is messaging you about the recruits, I mean, how excited does that make you for the future of Gamecock football and what Gamecock Nation thinks about what's going on right now?
Yeah, it's such a fun experience. I think we've all kind of gotten into our normal rhythm when we get a commit, okay, Coach Beamer is going to put it out, and then everyone waits for whatever GIF I put. But I typically pick them about how the recruiting process went. If it's if it was hard, it'll be oh boy, we really put some effort into that one. But some of them are easy, and those are the ones I'm just boop, we did that. But it's great to see everyone's response. It's always kind of hard because they're like, who is it? And we're just okay, give us some time and we'll tell you. But it's so much fun to be able to see the excitement that's circulating around Gamecock football, because as much as we love putting on a show for you guys, we take so much pride in building a good team and good people with good character. And I feel like we have added 30 guys to our roster that really, really exemplify Gamecock football. And so we're just really excited to get out there spring game and show you guys, but we're really ready for fall.
Well, congratulations to you for such a successful off season so far. I know all of Gamecock Nation, like I said, is so excited. But I want to dive a little bit deeper, Jessica, into your job. So the director of on-campus recruiting, the head coach of visits. Describe for everybody listening what a typical day in your life looks like.
Yeah, so it really kind of depends on the season that we're in. Right now, I'm all focused on official visits and unofficial visits. So we've had 2 junior days the past 2 weekends. So a lot of that is just planning the visits, making sure everyone on staff knows what's going on, compiling lists of the prospects that are coming. It's a lot of little things people don't think of, we need, credit card machine, because if we have a meal, they have to pay for the meal. You need cash, because if they want to pay with cash, you have to have the exact amount of change. You have to have rental cars. You have to have, all this different types of little stuff. So like I constantly am like writing, okay, email this person, follow up with this, like check the schedule. So me and Jasmine Moses, who's the assistant director, we have like this plan of like we make the schedule and then we go like line item by line. Okay, what do we need to do for this? What do we need to do for this? So we do a lot of schedules and making sure we have just everything perfect. Today we did a shopping list for official visits that are coming in. So we did that. We do marble slab cookie cake orders. So it's really, oops, so sorry. I don't know how to get off of that, sent to voicemail. That's actually our rental car company calling me because we have 20 SUVs that we need this weekend. This is what's happening, guys. This is like real time. So yeah, 20 SUVs, like that was something that got dropped on me this morning. So you're like calling Enterprise like, hey, I know there is a universal shortage of rental cars, but so it's a lot of just little stuff like that I don't think people think about. It's a largely, the role is largely logistics.
That is unbelievable. I think my life is stressful. And then you just described that, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe not.
It's a lot of like folders, a lot of credit card machines. We have like nonstop paperwork going on. So
I love it. Yeah, we were just talking before we clicked record about what Publix is better to go to in Columbia, because you go to Publix to shop for the players' visits. Is it the Gervais location, the Rosewood? You said Gervais though, right?
Gervais Street we have gotten our biggest bang for our buck for Gervais Street. We have to say we go there way more often than Rosewood.
Oh my goodness. You guys heard it from Jessica Jackson herself. If you're going to a Publix, she recommends Gervais Street.
I know. Can I NIL deal for Publix?
Yeah, where's your NIL deal? Exactly. Publix, this is the woman you need to
do a lot of business there. We do a lot of business.
You're like their biggest fan. That's awesome. Well, you talked about Shane Beamer a little bit earlier, and we talked about him dominating the transfer portal, just finishing up his first year as the head coach at South Carolina. Can you speak, Jessica, on just what it's been like to work for Shane Beamer in his first year as head coach at USC?
It's wild that it's even his first year coaching, because he holds and conducts himself like a super professional. You would think he's had 10, 15, 20 years of head coaching experience, but it's just years of him knowing that was his goal. And he just continuously wrote out every single plan so that it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I'm a first year head coach. It's like, I know exactly what to do. So I still think it's wild. He's a first year head coach because he absolutely knows the ins and out of how to do everything, how to conduct business, how to do it. Like he's really is fantastic. It's wonderful. He's such a great person. I always say like, people typically know like, okay, you're a football coach. But if like I met him, I'd be like, what do you do? Because there's no way you could be a football coach, because like he's just so different, and he is a joy to be around. He's so family oriented. Like his kids are always here. I have like the biggest crush on Hunter Beamer. Like I just want to take him home. Like Emily is always just like, you can take him for the weekend. And I'm like, I will, don't tempt me. I will take Hunter, because he's just like the perfect child ever. So it's wonderful to be a part of the Beamer era. And I'm just so thankful that he allowed me to continue on staff at a place I love with the people and kids that I love here.
Jessica, do you think that Coach Beamer could own a Chick-fil-A franchise in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. I've caught him on numerous occasions even saying my pleasure. Like, we'll be like, okay, thanks, Coach. He'll be like, my pleasure. You have owned a franchise before, right? There's a place on Bluff Road. We can get one, and he can pop in and out. I think it'll work.
The Shane Beamer Chick-fil-A, I have a feeling that would do very well in the city of Columbia.
It would. We'd have to. If you mentioned it, so you would have to get a sandwich. Mike can't be the only one with a sandwich now.
You know what? That is the best thing I've ever heard in an
There it is. You heard it here.
If you're listening and you make a Chick-fil-A named after yourself, Jessica needs a sandwich. She actually needs part ownership in the Chick-fil-A for all she's done. I'll take a sandwich, even just like maybe a milkshake named after me.
There it is.
Whatever it takes, whatever it takes. But Jessica, before your time at South Carolina, you actually went to Alabama and you worked there in recruiting as well. I read that you were on the rowing team and the weightlifting team.
What?
So
Athlete.
you were quite the athlete. I'm sure you still are. Worked in recruiting back then as well. Did you know at that time that you wanted to stay working in the SEC after you graduated?
Not really. I think at the time I was just like, wow, football is really cool. Like I love sports. I was an athlete myself. So it was just like a cool, like part-time job kind of that I had just throughout college. And then when senior year came, I was just like, I don't know. My whole time, like going to school, I was exercise science. I minored in psychology with the goal of becoming an orthopedic surgeon. So I was applying to med school and doing a lot of stuff. And I just, for some reason, was just like, I don't know if I want to go right back to school. And so it kind of just was like, well, maybe I can stay in sports a little bit longer. And so after working at Alabama and knowing Coach Saban and the relationship he has with the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, he was like, don't worry, like we'll see if we can work something out. I'm being from Atlanta. It was just like the perfect opportunity there. So once I worked in the bowl system, I immediately knew I wanted to stay in the SEC. And I wanted to be team specific. And I was just blessed to have an opportunity to come here at such a young age and be able to really grow and build a recruiting program that could really in years to come be one of the highlights of the SEC.
So what was that like working for Nick Saban? I feel like that's probably a question you get a lot, but he's such a character. I mean, I couldn't imagine working for him.
Yeah, he is very funny, and I don't think a lot of people know that. When it's business time, it's business. There's no doubt about it. I'm actually really good friends still to this day with his daughter Kristen. So we always were able to see like a different side of him. Like we were able to see like Coach Saban as a dad and Coach Saban as a grandfather. So like he definitely has like that super soft side more outside of the building, but definitely he always has like little change in his pockets when he's at work, so you can hear the jingling when you know he's coming, and everyone's like, okay, let's sit up, let's do a little bit more. So how he carries himself, you're just like, okay, let me just work. Even if I'm not working on something, let me act like I'm working on something. But it was such a great opportunity, and I don't know if I would be as good as I am today without that experience of knowing like how to properly run an office. So Coach Saban definitely had a hand in that. And then my boss, Ashley Kimball, who's still actually there now, she really gets all the glory for helping me become a director in the SEC here.
Throughout all of your experiences in working in recruiting, Jessica, what have you learned to be your most favorite part of the job? And then what has been the most challenging part of the job so far?
Free food is always going to be top. So we have, official visits and it's like one or two guys. We're like, hey, Halls, like, can I get a table for 12? So that has to be my favorite part for sure, is the amount of free steaks that I get. But really, I think my favorite part truly is moving day, when it's like you've had years and years and years of knowing these kids. You knew them as freshmen, sophomore, juniors, and then, they finally commit to come here and they sign. But when they actually get here, it's like, it's wow, like we actually did it. We made it here. You have moms crying. It's like me handing off book bags of like Carolina gear and taking them to get their Carolina cards. So when they get here, it's just always a very special day for me, because it's like, okay, let me close this chapter on like the 22 class. And now I like toss it to George Wynn, who's over football operations. So it's like, they're no longer my little babies anymore. I have like new kids that I have to like focus on. So it is definitely special. And one of my favorite parts is move-in. Least favorite, it's probably academics. It's just, I'm always like, hey, you got to make an A. You got to make an A. I don't know what else to tell you. So that's always hard, because everyone's like, football, football, football. And I'm like, academics, eligibility. So I'm always kind of the buzzkill on that one, is definitely eligibility, but somebody's got to put their foot down. We got to get them here. So,
you know what? Two things on that. One, can you motivate me to make a class? Because
I'm always just like, you can do this. You can do this.
I need that little extra pep sometimes to like really sit down and focus on the schoolwork that I need to do. So that would be lovely.
I can do that.
I think I'm in the wrong profession, because Hall's Chop House
Yes.
Sounds amazing. I won't lie though. Steve Fink does a great job stocking the press box at Williams-Brice. It was so good this past year. I was thinking about those sweet potato, like mashed potatoes, whatever it's called. Oh,
the crumble thing on top.
yes, cinnamon crumble. Oh
Mm-hmm.
man, I was thinking I need that so bad. I was craving it yesterday so bad from the press box at Williams-Brice. It had to be made by C. Wells. So that's still good too. I mean, maybe not Halls, but still pretty good.
Hey, it still counts. It still counts.
Well, Jessica, all of your recruits have been wonderful so far on the shows that we have hosted them on Gamecock Central. I have a show called Give Me Five where I talk to them kind of more about their personality. We ask some more fun questions instead of hard-hitting recruiting questions that they typically get asked. And I figured we could ask you some of those rapid-fire fun questions so that people can get to know more about you and your personality, because you do such an amazing job as the director of on-campus recruiting. But I'm sure everybody would love to get to know you a little bit more personally. So are you down for some rapid fire?
Let's do this. Okay. I feel like cruising with the coach is like a little reversed a little bit. Okay, I see what you're doing.
We're bringing it back. We're prepping you out for maybe a new season of cruising with the coaches. Season 2 coming up. What is your favorite food, Jessica?
Ice cream and chicken wings.
What kind of ice cream?
Haagen-Dazs caramel.
Okay, and how do you like your chicken wings?
I like them mild with blue cheese.
Okay, extra crispy or no?
I will say I do like the extra crispy, but that's only if I get I like my wings. So I actually have buffalo wing sauce on my desk right now. So I like them extra crispy if I have wing sauce to dip them in.
That is amazing. What is your favorite candy, Jessica?
So I don't really like candy all that much. I actually keep a huge candy jar in here, and people are always like, how can you just sit in here with all this candy? But I'm not a huge candy eater, but if I had to pick one, I do like lollipops.
Okay, there you go. Favorite color?
I love a good neutral, so gold.
Gold. I thought you were going to say garnet.
Missed opportunity. Don't hate me, Carolina.
Totally kidding. When you finally get to take a vacation, which you deserve so much, where is your dream destination?
Arizona. I've gone one time before with my family, and so I want to go again, like by myself, and actually just like hike and just be in the moment and just feel all the feelings out there.
I just went to Arizona in December. Incredible. Went hiking, did the whole golfing thing. I loved it. I've never been out west, and I'm like, I think I'm a desert girl. Like I really.
Yeah, I think I am at heart. I really think I'm a Southern belle, but I really think Arizona would do me well, and they have In-N-Out burgers. So.
Oh, chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Incredible. Absolutely amazing. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Night owl. Everyone here knows, like, do not contact me before 10 a.m. It's like a given rule, but they know I'll be up until like 2. But don't catch me before 10 a.m.
Totally am on the same page as you with that one. Pancakes or waffles in the morning?
It depends. If we're Waffle House, we're always going to go waffles. But anything else, pancake.
And luckily, Waffle House is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from Williams-Brice.
When I say it's a Sunday morning after the game, no matter what, every Sunday during season.
So good. This is a staple question that I asked most of the recruits on Give Me Five. It's about weird food combinations, and some of the boys who you have helped recruit have some weird food combinations that they like. So we have to know, does the queen of Gamecock Football have a weird food combo that she likes to eat?
This is gonna be very telling, and it's weird, so don't hate me, guys, but I put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in my cereal.
Honestly, I can kind of get down with that. It's like so sugary. Like if you have the right cereal, I could see how that could come together. Do you have milk in there too?
Yeah, it's like you make a bowl of cereal, like Frosted Flakes or Lucky Charms is really what it's good in. But I do like a bowl of like Lucky Charms and just a scoop of vanilla ice cream and then like whipped cream on top. So
don't tempt me.
Like a crust on the ice cream. I mean, it's just it's great.
the new year and I'm already like struggling to try to keep up my healthy eating. And I think that's just gonna.
I need to go work out after this. On my to-do list is go work out, and I'm just dreading that.
Well, 2022 has already been a busy year, certainly for you, also for Gamecock football. And I don't want to take up any more of your time, Jessica, because I know you are so busy. But I am so thankful that you took the time to chat with us here on Gamecock Central today. You are wonderful, and it's just a joy to watch the great job that you're doing for Gamecock football. Love seeing women in sports tearing it up. So thank you so much, Jessica. We really
It's my pleasure. It's my, as Coach Beamer, it's my pleasure. So
future Chick-fil-A co-owner right here.
that's it. That's
All right, Jessica, thank you so much for joining us on Gamecock Central.
no problem. Y'all take care.